And the other one that I want to talk about is the Larry Hoover story. I'm doing his story in a tent. Free Larry Hoover, absolutely. Hopefully getting his story out there for the first time in a very in-depth and accurate way will have some, help in getting him home where he deserves to be with his family. But he has an amazing story. It's never been told. This is the first time his family have participated in the telling of his story. And they entrusted me and Breakbeat to do that. And we're getting incredible new, information and talking to people that have never talked before. And people will learn a whole tremendous amount, not only about him and why people consider him a political prisoner, and the amazing things he was doing in the 80s and 90s, turning gangster disciples into growth and development and starting organizations like 21st Century Vote to create political empowerment to help our inner city, communities. And why his story is relevant today with the gun violence problems we see in Chicago. And there's a lot, that you can learn from the history of that city and what happened with Larry Hoover that will help you understand better why we are still in this terrible place we are with the gun violence epidemic in Chicago and really in other cities as well, But I'm really, really happy that we're doing that podcast, and I think people are going to really love hearing that story.
Yeah, absolutely. Larry's been, in there for a long time, and he definitely, like you said, he needs to be home with his family first and foremost. So, man, I really commend you for doing this, Dave. You really, got a lot of dope things we can look forward to. How did you get involved with wanting to tell the Larry Hoover story? I feel that's a story, like you said, it's never been heard, and it's quite frankly, it's overlooked. Jay Prince is like one of the only guys speaking on it. What brought your attention to Larry Hoover?
Well, things. I mean, of course, I've known about him, but about 4 years ago, 5 years ago, I left Atlanta where I had been, and I moved out to Chicago. My girlfriend is from Chicago, born and raised, and she's really the one that brought me there. And I spent a year there and just met people and learned so much more about his story than I had known, and it just got me even more excited about finding ways to tell his story. Jay Prince is one of my, longest and best friends, in life and throughout hip hop. We've had a relationship over 30 years. He's, one of the only people, real stand-up people in the business that somebody that I just really fuck with. And so he kind of introduced me to Larry's immediate family, his wife and his son, and that was kind of how the relationship started. And when I finally got my plan together to launch Breakbeat, they were one of the first people I went to talk about working together. And I've been living in Chicago again this year since January, so I've really come to love that city. I see, the need to provide a lot to help the city. There's so much talent. There's so many stories there. There's so much untapped, stuff that I think I can help bring to life and benefit the city. So the city has, embraced me, and I'm just really, really happy about that.
Well, that's real good, man. I hope Mr. Hoover can come home. Same with a lot of other guys, like C Murder. There's a lot of people that have been down for so long. It was good to see Matt come home after all those years. So hopefully this will happen. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications, like, comment, share. Also go over to UGSforLife.com, download the entire archive, and check out new episodes on Apple Podcasts and Blog Talk Radio.